I certainly got the impression in reading the book that it sounded to me like Grant went through a process of repentance, almost of tshuva.
Yes,
That
absolutely.
he did
I
tshuva
absolutely.
over all of this. Is
Yep,
that
no question. And you really see that in the years between 1868, when he becomes president, to his death. And that's when we see that he bends over backward in any matter involving Jews. He helps Jews in Romania. He brings Jews into government more than anybody else. He has Simon Wolf as a Jewish advisor, never had such a thing before. And actually, the Jewish community does what we today would call a 180 on Grant. When he runs for president in 1868, a lot of Jews said, look, he may have been a great general. I'm a Republican, but I can't vote for a man who expelled Jews as a class from his war zone. There's actually a diary where somebody wrote all of that almost in that language. You can see him figuring out who I vote for. But already 4 years later, a lot of Jews said, this man has repented. He's done tshuva. And they do vote for him in 1872. And when Grant dies, I mean, the Jewish community goes into mourning. One rabbi, he was buried on a Saturday, walked all the way down Fifth Avenue, all the way up to Grant's tomb, which is, I mean, that it's right where he was buried, which is an enormous walk. He won't travel on the Sabbath, so he walks that distance out of respect for Grant. And the Jewish community really respects him. There are Jews who name their children after Ulysses S. Grant. In the 20th century, when historians really changed their view of Grant, many of them are Southern historians, and they feel that he was too engaged in Reconstruction, too interested in helping African Americans. And so, when they said Grant was a bad president, Jews said, oh, yeah, and he expelled Jews as well. And a lot of 20th century Jews learned that. But actually today, what is so fascinating is that we've seen several books that have totally revised the view of Grant as a man way ahead of his time, who really sought to grant equality to African Americans after the Civil War, who promoted Black politicians and so on. And just as Grant's general reputation has risen, so looking back at his relationship with Jews, we see he did tshuva. He learned and really became a better person. And it's really easy to see in terms of Jews, and it lasts literally to the end of his life, where he becomes one of those who signs his name to a petition in favor of Jews being persecuted after 1881 in Russia. So he is really supportive of the Jews who are being affected by the pogroms, and his name was important on that petition.
This has been absolutely fascinating. Obviously, we can't go on and on and on, even though we could, or I could at least. Again,
I could, yeah.
Lincoln and the Jews, just a wonderful, wonderful presentation of as Dr. Sarna said, of primary sources and the letters, and just a wonderful, highly, highly recommend, together with when General Grant expelled the Jews. And we just want to